Howdy folks, welcome back to SnowRunner on the Smithfield Dam map, doing the new missions. A couple quick corrections to make, I guess. At the end of the last video I was pretty angry that the game had thrown up logistics base on my screen when I was trying to load out for the Drummond Island job, and consequently I just did what the screen said. I just went and picked up the stuff that was on the corner of my screen, followed the arrows on the map. Well, I found out since then that the job has to be done in order. These other jobs are locked. Island Lake is locked. Old House in Black River is locked. And the port in Drummond Island, which I thought I was loading out for, is locked. It looks like these two might both unlock at the same time. But none of them will unlock until I deliver this stuff to the logistics base. So we're going to get going on delivering that stuff to the logistics base. It is already loaded. The other thing, I changed my mind about which truck I'm going to use. This is a Tega. It's a mod. It's the Tega SE Special Edition with the Tiger paint scheme. Ordinarily, a Tega would have Tega tires on it. Kind of the point. But these wheels are 2 inches taller. These are 54-inch instead of 52-inch wheels. And they have a slightly better rating than the Tega tires. The Tega tires and these tires are both excellent on off-road and mud. These have a little better on-road rating, which doesn't matter a lot, but the thing for me, I mean, these are Yar tires. Believe me, it was a tough decision to put Yar tires on a Tega, but they're 2 inches taller. And the reason I'm doing this is for ground clearance on these landing gear. In the video that you haven't seen because I haven't uploaded yet, I had some ground clearance issues on those landing gear. Couple different times I had the landing gear dig in and get me stuck. I had to winch the truck along to pull the landing gear through the ground and get moving again. So I decided, I lined up about 4 different trucks out here on this pad and put trailers on all of them, the identical trailer. And this one with the 54-inch tires and a firm suspension gave me the most ground clearance on those landing gear and the best stance on the trailer, really. Everything else allowed it to dip down towards the front. The Voron that is under this trailer right now only has about 6 inches of ground clearance on those landing gear. These you can see it's a foot or a little more. So let's get moving. Wasted 5 minutes already. Now, whoops, don't want winch. I believe this is, yes, both are always on. Now, because those other jobs are locked, I can't do them right now. So you might be asking yourself, why don't I just hop in? Or why didn't I just take, if I want to do a truck swap, why didn't I just take this truck out there to where the loaded trailer is? Oh, Jesus. And I'd have a shorter video if I started from way out there instead of spending 20-30 minutes driving out there. Well, because I'm going to load this trailer for Drummond Island on the way. I know I can't do it yet, but I can load it. I know what needs to go on it. And it's on the way. It's actually on the same route I would use if I bobtailed this truck out there to where that trailer is. I would go exactly the same way. So why not use this 30 minutes or whatever it's going to be to load the truck? Just want to make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah. When it comes time to do Drummond Island, I'll have a loaded trailer sitting there. I won't have to divert back, because it looks like Black River and Drummond Island are both going to unlock at the same time. So I can go straight from Island Lake to the warehouse up ahead, to the warehouse that's right by the Drummond Island entrance. Without making the detour. Oh Jesus, what the hell? Without making the detour back to this warehouse to get concrete blocks. I will already have them on the trailer up there. And I don't know what the fuck is going on with this. I know it's always a challenge to cross this bridge because the game just about forces you to swerve into the guardrails. But what the fuck that was, I don't know. That it's spun clear around. Maybe I need to check some settings don't want that. I was going to go around the building, but I don't want that time contest on my screen. If I drive through there, it'll put it back on my screen. Now this is, let me double check. Concrete blocks. Concrete slabs. One concrete slab here, one metal beam at the other place. So I can get concrete blocks from the other place. Slabs have to come from this one. That was loud. I was just looking to see if that back way would save me any time, but it does not. By the way, this thing's rear steer too. But I don't know if I need to make my responsiveness, my stick responsiveness, greater or less. To keep this thing in line. Yeah, it's just a long, twisty road. I think in the interest of saving some time for the rest of the episode, I will just stop here and splice them back, pick it back up when I get up to the other end and splice them together in editing. I will see you when I get to the other end of this. And we're back after the long ass trip up the road. The trailer that I loaded for Drummond Island is sitting in the back there. You can maybe just make it out. The Voron that was under this trailer is sitting out back there next to that trailer. And we're ready to go. See, we have to go up to that little road there, go down the hill and across the lake, and so on and so forth. I have to tell you, the drivability on the Voron is nicer. Almost regretting the choice. Because the drivability on the Voron is better. This thing's just all over the place. I've changed my sensitivity levels on the stick 3 different times. I raised it up a little, then I put it down a little, then I raised it up a lot. So far the seeds are the best. That it's, at least when it does start to come out, I can maybe have a chance to responsiveness is good. Switch my camera around a little bit. I lost, what, 60% roughly of my suspension just on the way up here. On that windy paved road where you either take damage from a guardrail or a rock every 30 seconds. It took a little bit of damage from the rock there, but I mean, I was taking numbers like 60 and 70 off those frickin' guardrails. And I gotta run that road like 4 more times or some shit like that. That same windy, terrible road. No, not that way, this way. Then this way. This thing's definitely got a different power band than the Voron. This thing kind of starts out soft and then the power comes on, where the Voron, you get full power with the hit of the stick, you know? I think I have to pick up the road going this way. Oh, you know what? When I was looking at this ahead of time, I thought I would stay on the beach until I got down to this point. And I already blew that by coming up the hillside. That was just force of habit. It's the way that I always ran when I was doing Smithfield Dam before. In fact, I think maybe once or twice I've used this road. And I think those times I stayed on the beach until I got down to this point and then hit the road. But the 20 or 30 other times that I made that crossing, I always did what I just did. Can't help but feel I'd be making better time with the Voron. It's just the ground clearance issue. When it does get into fourth gear, well, it has an 8-speed transmission. Maybe that's the problem with some of the speed, is that it never really gets into top gear where it would have the best speed. I think I have to veer to the right here. Yeah, so maybe that's part of the problem, is that it never gets into its top gear where it would have the best speed. Although on the paved road, on a couple of the sections where I could gain a little speed, it would take, as soon as I started to get some good speed under my belt, that's when it would veer into the guardrail. Because I don't suppose I didn't need that marker. I got the game marker. I remember this being really deep mud through here. I also remember, holy fuck, what was that? Because the truck was on the tree? I gotta fix that. I was gonna repair my vehicle in that square. Now the truck is in it. I think it wigged out because it was on the tree. I staged that over here in the earlier video, the video that I'm actually uploading while I make this recording. I've got one uploading. I've got another one done that I haven't been able to upload yet. See, the truck is fully repaired. And I'm uploading, or I'm recording a third one. Alright, this finishes the first part of Super Order. Stage completed. I just gotta back this thing out of here and go get the shit for Island Lake, which I'm pretty sure. Oh, why am I going the wrong frickin' way? I actually don't have a clue what I need to pick up for Island. Well, it says right there, 1 fuel, 1 consumable, 1 concrete block. So consumable is there, fuel is there, concrete block is right back up here where I came from. So I have to go do the water crossing again. And then from there, I have to go down this road far enough to get on this. And I run across the swamp, come back up out of the swamp, and I'm at the Island Lake gate. So I might as well go out of here to the north and run around this way and then take that road and then come down into the farm over here and then make my way to the drill site. So I do gotta whip this around, but I'm gonna top off the fuel. I fixed the truck by driving it into the square over there. But I can get fuel from the truck sitting next to me. That thing's got 1,400 liters of fuel on it. And it won't give it to me unless I hop into that truck. See, 1,400 liters of fuel. Now I gotta change back. Alright. Let's whip it around and head north. It's funny that there's tracks way up on the hillside, because way back, long time ago, when I used to run this map, when I was doing contracts on this map, I used to go up that hillside to try and gain some traction over being down there in the mud pit. Am I? Yeah. I'm on the road. I guess the tree is just obscuring the turn. Yeah, I can see it now. Lots of rain for lots of mud. Actually, the mud doesn't change whether it's raining or not. That's a telephone pole. Honest, it jumped out in front of me. The windshield wipers weren't working. Even though I've done this 100 times, it has been a while. So I'm just making sure. The truck is like, a tree! Let's dive for it. One consumable. I've already been here once getting one consumable for the other job. You know a way you could do this thing really quickly? These orders? Load all the trailers ahead of time. And have a power unit under each and every one of them. But you would spend a god-awful amount of hours, and I'm going the wrong way. You would spend a god-awful amount of hours getting everything preloaded and set up so that you could just hop from one vehicle to the next and go when it came time to record. I was supposed to turn right there, and I was jabber-jawing instead of thinking about what I need to pick up next. Right there, dropping into the mud pit, is where the landing gear got stuck the first time I did it with the Voron. The other time was transitioning from the drill site to go down that hill, the hill that I came up. a few minutes ago. Hang on. I'll never make that turn without taking out the fence, so take out the tree instead. Next is fuel. I remember doing this shit in the Royal. That was a challenge. Although, oh God, although the Royal was easier to drive. Maybe it wasn't capable, as capable off-road, but it was easier to drive. Drivability was nicer. Only when you started getting into maps like Smithville Dam here, and Island, not so much Island Lake, but Smithville Dam and Drummond Island, even some of the Alaska and Russia stuff, it started getting real top-heavy, topsy-turvy, because these roads would swing it back and forth from one side to the other. It'd get that side-to-side swing going. It'd flip you one way and then immediately flip you back the other, and that Royal would just topple right over. You know, there is a 6-speed version of this off-road transmission. There's a 6-speed and an 8-speed. Maybe the 6-speed would move along a little quicker. Doesn't spend so much time shifting gears. There I'm in 6th gear, 7th. But I'm on fairly flat ground, not doing anything too major. Other trucks would only be in 4th right now instead of 8th. Then see, it has to stop. When it hits an obstruction, it has to stop and wait for it to go back to 1st gear, and then it'll start out again. At any rate, 1 fuel. Thank you very much. Now we have to go across the river and up the hill, across the lake and up the hill to get our concrete block. And it looks like we might have enough time left. This was the other spot that the landing gear got stuck. And it stopped the truck dead, and I had to winch off the tree to get over the hill. And this time it just went right over. So that's where the clearance, that's where the ground clearance comes into play. Would you come back up the frickin' hill already? I just love fighting the truck besides the terrain. Always thought if I had a steering wheel and pedals, I'd have an easier time of it than using an Xbox controller. The little tiny joystick. Oh, by the way, back in the Amanda series, when update 8.0 first hit, I made a comment about reading a couple of articles that seemed to give conflicting information. One said the Apache was released in 8.0. Another said you could only get it on the test server. And then I saw a video of a guy playing it. Turns out that the guy playing the Apache was playing around in the file system. He found it buried in some document file, and did whatever to be able to spawn it in the garage at one of the proving grounds. It was actually on the summer proving grounds, but that doesn't really make it any difference. So no, it's not. It was not released with 8.0. Now I can't say if it's on the test server. It stands to reason if they're going to release it in 9.0 that it would be on the test server right now. But that's just speculation because I haven't played the test server since Amanda went live. I'm going to take every opportunity to top this thing off. Well, that just used up my backseat supplies. You fucking piece of shit. It pumped my backseat supplies to the off-road fuel trailer. Now let's try doing this right. Game screws up before you even have a chance to set your source and target. It just pumps it. Now we need one concrete block rather than slab. You get slabs at the other warehouse, you get blocks at this one. Would it be so hard to have them at the same place? Oh, now I gotta go back down that fucked over road again. I'm gonna stop here for a second. Just 3 units? 1, 2, 3, okay. Concrete blocks only take up 1 space, where concrete slabs take up 2. So it is just only 3 units. Want to make sure before I drive all the way to Island Lake. Trailer was riding over the K-rails. Whoa. I'm tempted to cut a few minutes out of this again. Save on some upload time. But I guess y'all deserve to see what a fucker this road is. Being asphalt don't make it easier. Look at all the tracks in the mud down there wide of the bridge. That trailer has 4 sets of axles on it, so I'm not too worried about maybe 1 or 2 sets of axles. Dropping off because the others will pick up for it. Oh, look. Look at that. There was a guardrail coming up on the right, so it swerves to the right. Then there's a guardrail coming up on the left, so it swerves to the left. I mean, I steered left to pull it off, to bring it back from the right side guardrail so it wouldn't hit the end of that and puncture a tire. Hitting the end of one of those like that will puncture a tire. But I didn't pull it back near that. I pulled it near that much. I pulled it back a little tiny bit. When I made it daytime, I should have looked at where I was. I gotta go. There's a point along here somewhere. Is that it? There's a point along here somewhere. I have to go down the hillside. No, that's not it yet. Well, unless I wanted to. I could cut straight across the road and then go that way. I'd have to back up a little bit, I think. Yeah, I think it's right there. Yeah, it's a little rougher than I thought, than the map makes it look. It's a little rougher than what the map makes it look. But here we are. And the other road is right here now. Look at that hill. I remember the first time I saw this hill, I didn't even want to frickin' go down it. You know, and then the mud tries to turn you sideways so that you wipe out, but we're on our way. We're well on our way now to Island Lake. Oh, and that log station is not just right across the border either. Because this can be hard to follow, I'm going to put a map point up here, and another one here, and then like that. Because you can't really see a road, but at the same time you can make better time if you stay on what the game considers is the road across there. Even though it's swamped over, you still make better time by staying on what they consider is the road. And if you do get stuck, there's telephone poles all the way down. Utility poles or trees. We go past the floating change house. That's what the mission was for this. If I remember right, it was floating, something about a floating house. I think it was concrete slabs or blocks that I had to deliver there. At the time I had the truck I had would barely make it across here. This thing's gonna do it without winching. Well, the big cat wouldn't even bother with this, you know. Wouldn't even be bothered. But the big cat wouldn't fit through some of these trails. This would be fine. Going across that swamp would be fine. But there's a lot of stuff that's pretty tight, and I'm thinking in particular about picking up the cargo containers on Drummond Island. Alright, off we go to Island Lake. Between the first 13 minutes and the 46 now, I pretty much have an hour into this. Where's the log station? Actually, I know where the log station is. What I started to say is I actually know where the log station is, and I know it's... No, I don't need to do that. You just follow this road up around. It ain't... You can't go the wrong way. I don't have any fuel over here. I don't think I left any fuel over here when I played last. Well, yeah, I did. There's fuel there. And there's fuel there. But neither of them are along my trail, and there's fuel there at the warehouse. And there's a scout fuel trailer there. I can't swear how much is left in any of them, but none of them are along my route anyways. Oh, my eyes must be goofy because it looked like that pole was on the far side of the road. I think I've been playing this too dang long today. This is the third episode I've recorded besides all the stuff I did off camera. I think I mentioned in the first video that I spent about an hour just looking at the jobs and what it would take to get them done. Just sitting here with the map pulled up, going back and forth from Black River to Smithville Dam to Drummond Island to Island Lake and back and forth and back and forth. Just, you know, going, well, this goes here and that goes there, and I could probably run, you know, pick up this on the way to that, and so on and so forth. And then when I try to do that in practice, Drummond Island was locked out until I get the logistics base and Island Lake both done first. I thought I was being clever. I'll go to Drummond Island first, and I'll tow this Mark 23 truck along with the maintainer unit. So I'm taking fuel and repair points over to Drummond Island at the same time I'm taking the supplies. Phew. Thank God that was only one damage to the fuel cell. I forgot about that hunk of shit old frame laying there because it's been so long. And then I get everything loaded before I realize I don't have the Drummond Island shit on my truck. I got the crap for the logistics base. So I just left the truck, I just left the load there and finished out taking the Mark 23 over to Drummond. And you know how this one started out. This is going to be a little over an hour by the time I splice in that first part. Maybe I'll just splice in the first little few minutes and leave off the entire drive. I don't know, we'll see. But whatever happens next, this is done. Unload, 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 and stage completed. And thank you for watching. I will see you next time.